Damien, I just want to get into, you know, those comments that you made about Mourinho as a coach, and Liam referred to it there, with, you know, improving the Manchester United defenders. Sure, he wanted another defender signed, another centre-back signed in the summer. He did not get the money for that. But you've seen this guy up close, working with Ferreira, Carvalho, Terry, all really accomplished players, and probably didn't need to do an awful lot of work with them anyway.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is when he did buy, and I can only go off the 2 years I had with him, he bought the finished article. Carvalho, Gallas was there, Terry was there, Ferreira, and they were proper defenders from day one, so I wouldn't say they needed much coaching. All they came to do was play. Whereas this lot, Lindelof has been a disaster, you'd have to say. He certainly hasn't improved, but, you know, the one thing I would say about Mourinho is he coaches. Again, this is 13 years ago with me, but he's on the pitch every day, attention to detail, preparation for games. You do become a better player. So I can't really point the finger at him there. Maybe Lindelof just ain't up to it.
Or Bailly, this is just who they are, and they can't be improved.
Pace, power, everything. He's on paper, you think, wow, this boy could be a player. But for me, I agree with Liam. He hasn't improved either. But, you know, I'd be reluctant to point the finger at Jose, because I've seen him on the training pitch. He's incredible. He's the best coach I ever had by a mile. And I've had top coaches. Nothing will ever touch him. So, and listen, I know I said earlier I find it hard to criticise him, but that's just the truth. You go there, and if you're a sponge and you're willing to improve, you will improve, because he's a top-class coach.
Yeah. Well, what does that tell us about this Manchester United group? That, like, we'll assume that he is still doing the level of coaching, the attention to detail. OK, he's described as reactive more than proactive, in that he's more interested at times in what the other team are doing than his own side. So, like, what's going wrong here? Why is the whole thing breaking down?
The one thing I would say to him, and that's why he doesn't probably stay around too long, is, you know, he just likes to buy instead of improve the player. If he's going to stay there for 1, 2, 3 years, instead of trying to improve that player over time, maybe he just looks to buy. And the club, which maybe should have been alarm bells in the summer, didn't really back him. And maybe it's going off what he's purchased centre-half-wise in the market already. But, you know, if that was me as a manager, and, you know, you're going, who's it off, Spurs Alderweireld? Yeah. And they didn't back him, and it looks like Alderweireld wanted to come. You know, already that's alarm bells going on. Van Dijk as well.
He was up, wasn't he? He was up for grabs. With a lot of, you know, Liverpool seemed to hesitate, and could he have come in there and got a really top-class centre-back, you know? But
the worrying thing for me is he spent 490 million, and I think that team needs another. You could go double that again. Like right back, you got Valencia, Young, they're just converted wingers, 2 centre halves further up the pitch. You could go on all day. So, you know,
played McTominay, who's a central midfield player. He played him at the back against West Ham. Now, and the lad was all over the place.
Indeed, he was. But, like, was he making a point there to the board? I saw somebody describe it as a tactical, dirty protest. Playing him there.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule that out with Mourinho. It's possible that he could do something like that, just to antagonise Ed Woodward and the board of directors.
But playing
There's what they've spent, by the way.
midfielder centre-half, when you have a fully fit centre-half like Bailly on the bench, is absolutely going to antagonise Bailly. Now, he's in the team tonight again, as one of the players he needs a performance from. So, again, it's his handling of people, it's his handling of the dressing room. You look at a distance, and you asked a question earlier, does he want to get the sack? And I don't deep down believe that's the case, but he's behaving in a way which surely he must know, because we've seen it from a distance before. This only ends one way. Yeah, there's only so many fronts you can be raging
but Richard, we've seen him behave this way before. Now, I just want to, the point though as well, just one moment, Liam, like the point about players now in 2018, agents in the background, you know, like Damien didn't have, I'm sure it probably upset him when Mourinho's in his face shouting and roaring in front of the rest of the group. But, like, can you not do that with professional footballers anymore, to be that abrasive, to be that confrontational? There are times for it, not every day.
I'm sure Klopp does it, I'm sure Sarri does it, I know Guardiola.
You don't read about it in the paper.
Exactly, that's my point. There's a way in which you can, I don't want to say hammer, but you can criticise a player, you can tell him where he's gone wrong, you can point what he should be doing right, you can... It's not all kind of praises and hugs and everything like that. So it's wrong to say that all players nowadays will react badly simply to criticism, but there's management involves dealing with people. And Mourinho, the more we see of him in the last few years, he just looks to be failing in that area consistently.
Is he an old-fashioned coach now, an old-fashioned manager of
I'll tell you people. What he's looking at someone now. You describe United in many ways. It's a club in turmoil, or it's a crisis or whatever. Do you genuinely look at Mourinho and say he's the fella who's got the solutions? I reckon he's you know, kind of versatile enough or open to change, or does he look at his own role in this? Is he the man that's got the solutions? All ends up, I would say, no. There's nothing about him where you think he looks at himself and how he could do things differently. Their performance on Saturday was awful against West Ham, and his post-match comments apparently matched what he said in the dressing room. He pointed to the failings of the match officials.
Kick-off, by the way, has been delayed to 8:05 because of traffic congestion around Old Trafford. That is, well...